Today is Holocaust Memorial Day, a crime that divided the world, placing apathetic in the same circles with terrorists, and one can only guess what the apathetic knew. In modern terms, a US comedian describes it as truthiness, where one sees what they look for. Some of those guilty of truthiness in the face of the Holocaust are startling to see decades later. They escape justice, just as actual war criminals do who claim to be too old or addled to be tried. But today is not about them, but their victims. Only their victims are dead. Today isn't really about them either. Today is about survivors and the adamantine promise of those survivors that it will never happen again. For the survivors have family and loved ones, and they will keep the dream that will not be denied. They will prosper and never forget. They will not forget the isolation, shaming, and casual butchery. They will not forget asking for help from their neighbors and often being denied unto death. They will not forget calling for justice and having none, calling for mercy and finding none, calling for grace, and some survived. One does not call for grace, one finds it, being scheduled for extermination, but surviving because the jailers fled. Faced with the enormity of what had happened, some female survivors prayed for their jailers to find God and not be punished. What had happened to them was not something people should do to one another. After all, how does one rehabilitate those who did that? At war's end, Jews asked for their promised land, but Democrat US administrations and Labour UK administrations sought to deny them. It wasn't politically expedient with the Cold War. Remarkably, many survivors were socialist in outlook, but they didn't have the contacts that their like-minded socialist buddies demanded. The apathetic began their own process of exoneration, claiming they had not known. And so we have the world as it is today, a determined Bibi Netanyahu doing the best of a hard job against those hand washers who don't want to be shamed for their choices. We must never forget the cost. Blood cries out. My name is David Daniel Ball, and I'm the Conservative Voice. David Daniel Ball is author of History of the World in a Year by the Conservative Voice.